Three, two, one.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's fucking go. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'll do that again. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
Starting out the new year, everyone is filled with hopes and dreams for 2025. But what if those dreams turn into nightmares?
Today, we're sharing spooky dream-related stories that are sure to keep you up at night. So cozy up and turn on the nightlight. You won't want to be sleeping anytime soon.
Dun, dun.
You won't really want to be sleeping anytime soon, princess.
I don't think you're gonna be sweeping tonight, princess.
Not with Alpha in the house. Oh, wait. Now this is the perfect time to show you that sound
okay, yeah.
I literally, it's so fucking funny. It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm
so excited.
Dipping my tongue inside her only to draw it out and pat a swollen bundle of her which is practically throbbing now. I hungrily, my lips and tongue. My hand curls under her belly to find Alpha. I practically growl against her. I want you to call me Alpha.
My alpha protested inside of
dude, because he's a shifter. So yeah, I literally got to that part and I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good on this book.
We're just gonna.
I think I don't want to read the rest of this.
Pause on that.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Story number 1. Strange thing last night. Okay, let's start by saying I'm not on any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would cause me to black out. I woke up around 12:30 a.m. and noticed my sweatpants are on inside out and backwards. And I ended up having sleep paralysis at least 4 times, waking up and then going back to sleep. The strange sounds during the sleep paralysis I just chalked up to, what is this word?
Hypnagogia.
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 What a hypnagogia?
Was ist das?
Hypnagogia. Hypnagogia, the transitional state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleep. That's that weird part of your sleep when you're kind of awake, but you're not really awake now, love, isn't it?
I hypnagogue a lot.
Hypnagogia. Hypnagogia. Thank you. That's what I was trying to go with that. Look at us. We're learning. We're learning. These are new things that we're learning today.
Yep. The strange sounds during sleep paralysis I just chalked up to hypnagogia. But how the hell could my pants be taken off, pulled inside out, and then put on backwards? It really freaked me out because I watched something on the internet mentioning something about having the same thing happen when they were abducted. They would wake up with their clothes backwards. I just wanted to see if anyone could give me some insight on what happened to me.
Okay.
So aliens, right?
That was such a short story. I'm like, I need more information. I don't
need more.
Yeah, that doesn't tell me a whole lot here, buddy. K-hole Kenny. Please explain more. Wait, they have more comments. Let's read those.
Okay, so this commenter says, in certain cultures, inside-out clothing is seen as a form of protection against bad luck or ill omens. Likewise, it can indicate change. If something has done this to you, it may be trying to protect you from something. It also could just be a prank. As for sleep paralysis, this could be due to a few factors: a buildup of poor night's sleeps, worries about mental condition, medication. If you're looking for a paranormal explanation, it could be an incubus, although I'd wager this is more likely one of the more grounded explanations. Plus, even if this was paranormal, judging by the meaning of inverted clothing, you were most likely protected at night. And OP responds saying that they hope so. They've been dealing with some demonic entities harassing them in that house. I feel like that would have been good to include.
That's pretty important. Somebody said you're gonna stand up for yourself.
Oh my god.
Not helpful, but you know. But I don't know. I don't really have a really good take on this because I'm like, that's
very okay. So I will say I'm a very heavy sleeper, and I've been known to, if I'm uncomfortable with anything, because I have like different sensory things when it comes to fabric, like having too much fabric on my body sometimes, or whatever. So I'll like throw off my sweatpants, and then I'll get cold. So like my sweatpants will be back on, and I put them on in a sleep state. So I could see something like that. If you're looking for a completely way to like write off, I was like, oh yeah,
it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a totally normal thing.
But seeing that they're like, oh yeah, I've had other demonic things happen in my house, I'm super curious as to what those things were.
But it also, OP says that they had sleep paralysis 4 times. So I don't know. I feel like that definitely could have been like a more going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up, and doing it over and over again, and just not having a full like recollection of it because you are in that hypnagogia state.
Hypnagogia.
But because I have, like we were just talking about earlier, how whenever you kind of wake up in the morning and or when you wake up from like a nap or like wake up from like a sleep and you're like, where am I?
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
And you don't like remember anything for a good second. But they messaged me something.
Oh, what did they say?
So they said, okay, so I asked them if we could use it. They said they have plenty of strange experiences, and occult experiences. They said all of these experiences started after dabbling in the occult. So the entity being that seems to be attached to either the property or myself turned out to be some sort of jinn, starting to try and be sort of more receptive and stop fighting it. I've also woken up in the morning with my pants on inside out and backwards, and I did not put them on that way. Also, I've woken up with a streak of dried, crusty blood running behind my left ear. Still have lots of questions about what the hell I've been experiencing, but over the past year, I've gained a bit of wisdom and made some great connections. Sent them stuff. And then they said, I have had something unseen tormenting me for years in my room, which I've come to know as a jinn, calling herself Ishtar, which, after doing research, is an ancient Sumerian deity. It can interfere with electrical devices. For example, my TV and lights flicker on and off when the entity is offended. I get sleep paralysis sometimes and get vivid nightmares with this entity showing itself to me. I began to show it some respect, and all the attempts at scaring me or disturbing me mentally halted. Sure, I will have more strange experiences throughout my life, but it's never predictable. It happens when it happens. So I would think it's safe to say that this person is a little troubled.
Yeah. So there's a video game character named that, but also
Jinn is spelled D-J-I-N-N. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a Jinn is like a vengeful spirit, and you can make like wishes to the Jinn. But they're like scary. They're super scary.
Yeah, that's horrifying. Interesting that it's like, here's who I am, and then you look it up and it's like the name tracks with the lore following everything.
There's a Jinn in Phasmophobia, and it's scary.
Yeah. That's absolutely horrifying. Well, I hope you got that figured out. To stop.
Yeah, I'm like, where do we end on this? Because both of us are like,
oh my God.
Yeah, that's so. I'm gonna say that it's the hypnagogia, and it was just the year in between, because thinking about a demon coming in and taking your pants off and putting them back on. That's a little weird. I don't love that, and I don't love that for you, because you're being, something's taking advantage of you in your sleep.
Yeah. Basically, the best case scenario, you just got a little toasty, threw those pants off.
Threw them off on the ground, because I do that too. I get like,
I'm cold now.
Yeah, I don't put my clothes back on, which is impressive, but I do like in the middle of the night, because same thing. I have like this sensory, like If something, especially if it's like a t-shirt with like a collar, it's like really, really close, or like a 100% cotton t-shirt or something, I'm like, get it off me. Get it off me. Yeah, I couldn't put my own pants back on. But if I did, I guarantee you they'd be on inside out.
Yeah. If you rip them off.
If you rip them off out,
that can happen.
and then try to put them back on without like flipping the legs back in, then you're putting them on inside out. So
what if, hypothetically, the djinn is just a really big fan of that hip hop band Crisscross?
Jump.
Crisscross will make you jump. Probably not, but it would be funny.
I like how that's like the picture it's showing for djinn.
Oh yeah, because like I saw these things. It's like, oh yeah, djinn and genies in Arabian folklore, and I'm like, what's the difference?
That's where genies came from. Is from the word jinn, or from like the demon jinn.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive. I'm just gonna keep that tab open. We're gonna dive into that later.
We'll get to little ghost demon guys eventually.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The more you know.
In Witcher, there's the thing that keeps Yennefer and Geralt together at first is like he wishes on a djinn that they like stay in each other's lives. And so like at some point he like you have to like kill the djinn to like get rid of it, because she's like, you made me tied to you forever, like you fucking asshole.
Right.
And so she's like, get rid of it. And so you have to fight a djinn, and it's like strong.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I downloaded that game last winter, but I had started playing too much Hogwarts Legacy. But
Witcher is like really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Like wintertime game, because you just sit and like go through it. I'm playing Indiana Jones right now. Yeah. That's what I was doing right before you got here.
Nice.
I was like, literally you were like, okay, I'm 8 minutes away. And I was like,
dang it.
Pause.
Yeah.
And go and get ready and then come back. And I'm like, bye, I'll see you later. Don't worry, baby. I'll be back. I'll be back later. No, don't you worry.
Yeah, don't get crushed by a boulder while I'm gone.
Yeah, it's super fun though. It's good. Like, yeah, it's a lot of like puzzles, which I really like. So that's been really nice to do.
Yeah, I like games that have a lot of puzzles.
Me too.
Good for the brain. It makes me feel so smart when I get it.
It does. Yeah, I get it. And then I'm like...
Yeah, especially when you've been like at it, like not like at that puzzle, but like you've been playing a lot of those games, so your brain's just in that format.
Mega mind.
And then you get to like one, and you're just like, clearly this is the answer, and you don't even
have to try. You're just like,
oh, this. Unlike us at the speakeasy trying to open the door.
For our listeners, if this is being kept in there, we tried to go to this speakeasy it's supposedly hard to find.
Yeah.
So we went into the building that said speakeasy was in and found said hard to find door very easily. Yeah. So we thought, surely this door must be hard to open.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be hard to find, and it was not. It was right there. So surely it will be hard to open. So we're twisting all the knobs all over the door, and like, what's going on? My friend Alex reaches up to grab one of the handles, and it just pops off, and he goes, this is not it. This is not it. And I hear some guy on the inside, like, just saying something to door. And I was like, okay, there's a guy telling us on the inside how to do it. And then Jasmine was like, oh. And it just, like, pulls open. And we walk in, and the guy who was, like, checking IDs was like, hey. And we were like, did you watch us on the camera do all of that? And he was like, oh, the whole thing. The whole entire thing. I was sitting here saying, just pull the door. Just pull the door. And I was like, I knew I heard someone. I knew I heard somebody telling me that.
Yeah, and they have like TVs on the inside that has security camera footage. So you can just watch everyone struggling, trying to get in. Mm-hmm. So that was so cool of us.
Mm-hmm. And then we got a 50-year-old man sitting right next to us, banging on the typewriter like a fucking 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Literally so drunk, just... This
was also like 5 o'clock. It wasn't late.
No. I mean, it was a Saturday, but, like, it's 5 p.m. on a Saturday. Like, sir, there is no reason to be that drunk.
Nope.
Anyway.
He's been gone since brunch.
Story 2. What happened to me while I was asleep? I don't know who else to ask. Today, I took a nap during the middle of the day. Same. It was at around 3 p.m. Yes, that's important. My siblings came home at around 3:20, so I was woken up by the bell and went right back to sleep. Back to the sleep.
Back to the sleep.
Back to the sleep.
Back to the sleeps.
I didn't get out of bed since someone else opened the door. I checked the time and reminded myself that my mom comes home at 4:30, so I had to wake up before that and went back to bed. Then something strange happened. I kept having this thing happen where my eyes will fly open and look towards the door at the sound of my mom coming home, but she wasn't home yet. I kept screaming at myself to get up until I felt my body sit up in bed, and then I heard my own mom say, "Aw, she was asleep." And that's when I know I hadn't woke up because I knew my mom hated when I took naps. I kept trying to drag myself up until I saw myself fall to the floor tangled in my blanket. I felt like the bottom half of my face was wet and like I couldn't use my legs. When I heard my sibling's voice, I found myself back in the bed like I didn't get up. I felt myself shoot up and run to the bathroom to wash the bottom half of my face because it felt dirty. I looked up in the mirror and found myself in this fancy bathroom. I looked to the side where the door should have been and found a toilet. And then I found myself back in bed. I felt like I was in purgatory. It kept happening till I shot awake, completely dazed. What happened? Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, I feel like
one of the first comments is, sounds like sleep paralysis to me. Someone saying this sounds like hypnagogy.
Hypnagogy. We got the hypnagogy. I feel it definitely is just like you were in either like sleep paralysis and dreaming and then like walking around, or I mean you just freaking was dreaming. You were dreaming, but you want to sleep at all. It's definitely like some sort of like negative dreamscape that you were in. You're just like stuck there. But I also get a lot of like really freaky nightmares that feel like I'm awake, but I'm not, and I'm doing the same thing like over and over again. And I saw a couple of the comments too where OP was saying like, aren't you supposed to not be able to move? And I was moving in my dream. And I mean, I feel like there's like a lot of different types of sleep paralysis, because I mean, you can, and maybe it's not sleep paralysis, I guess, because paralysis is in the name. You're paralyzed.
Yeah,
so,
but I wonder if sleep paralysis falls under an umbrella
of like
something else where there's other similar,
like where you're just
sleepwalking.
like stuck in this like one spot of a dream forever.
Yeah,
but that could also be because of the pierogi. Hypnagogy, the gogue.
Yeah,
it could be because of the gogue, because you're half awake and half asleep, and that's usually like when your brain's like super active, because you're not all the way asleep, you're not in REM, you're not just conked to the world.
Yeah,
but I don't know, maybe, and especially because if you're napping, that's always when it hits the worst,
the right phase of sleep. So you get the weirdest dreams and just the weird, absolutely. Yeah. You hypnagogue for 20 minutes and then you're like, well, that was weird. And then
and then you just feel weird for the rest of the day, which is why I'm not a huge fan of naps, because I always have something not like that specifically, but I always try to take a nap. I'm like, I'm so tired. This is like the one time I can actually go and take a nap. And I'll take one and then I'll have some like weird dream that like feels super, super real because I never went fully asleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and then I just feel really bad for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and you're like, I guess I have to keep doing my day now.
Yeah, after I just like had to go through that in my head. That was so fucking scary, but here we are, I guess. Waking world where it's also scary. I just can't get out. I can't get out. Yeah, I thought dreams were supposed to be dreamy. No.
So I have like a lot of nightmares, and I have never been able to tell the difference between a nightmare and being awake.
Yeah.
And there's this one that I had where I woke up several times in my dreams and I was in my bed, in my room. I could see it there. And then something would happen and it'd be like, nope, you're still dreaming. And I was like, I need to get out of this loop because it was a really scary dream. So I, in my dream, was like, I need to wake up. So it's like, I need to just open my eyes. So I went to like get my eye to open because I couldn't. And it like pried and then ripped and then everything was white and then it was all black and then dark. And then I like woke up and I was like, I never want to do that part again. That was the scariest part of my dream, having it rip.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super cool. Dude, dreams are so fucking scary because I also I get really, really bad nightmares, and I also like have like really bad sleep paralysis. Like when I get really, really stressed out and like there's a lot going on in my life, I've noticed that I get like a bout for like a week or so where it's just like constant, like every single night is like 1 to 10 nightmares.
Yeah.
And it's a good night in general, not even in those bouts, but it's a good night when I don't have a nightmare.
Yeah.
If I don't dream and if I don't have a nightmare, like it's a good night. But I remember the first time I had like a full sleep paralysis dream when I was like 25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And because I've always had like nightmares, like bad nightmares, and then I'll like sleep talk or like cry in my sleep or something. But like I have never like remembered so vividly like seeing myself and like seeing my surroundings. And I literally was like in bed and I could see, like I opened my eyes, I could see every single detail of the room that I like knew I fell asleep in. And it was all the exact same, but it was like different because there were other people there and like other things happening. And I could like feel like touches and smells and like scents, like I like all of my senses. Like it was it was so scary. It was absolutely like I woke up and like threw up because it was so scary. But yep, that's sleeping scary.
Sleeping scary. My
bad sister, sleep bad.
She used to have kind of like sleepwalking, but also she would just like, what is it called? When like they seem like they're awake but they're in a dream.
Like sleepwalking? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess there's like a night terror. She would have night terrors.
Okay.
So she would come into the room and she's functioning. She's looking at you, but then she's also looking at something up in the corner and screaming her little head off about how it was. She would yell that it's coming after me. She would yell some fucked up things. And you're sitting there looking at this toddler being like, so me and my friends actually just watched The Grudge. So, oh, hi, Mom. It would be so scary, especially when I had like friends over and then she would do that. They're like, we don't want to
I wouldn't come to your house. Yeah, I'd be like, no, I don't want to come to your house anymore. Thank you, though. You got that weird ass sister who comes in here. Sorry, Allie. You're not
like
weird.
Staring in the corner, just like.
Oh my god, dude! You're so cute, but I would have decked you in the face. Yeah. I couldn't do it if my sister came into my room. Granted, she came into my room saying weird stuff when she was cognizant. Okay. So, but I don't even know how I would have reacted. I probably like that. I lost my absolute fucking mind. I can't do, no, that's horrifying. Just going in. So and they're just asleep too. So it's not like, do you ever like, oh my God, stop. Do you ever think that it could have actually been something?
Oh, 1,000%. I'm very stitious. I'm like, my mom's like, oh yeah, she was having another dream. I was like, but what if?
What if she wasn't?
Haunted. I was also watching a lot of Ghost Adventures at that time.
She could have also picked up on that.
Well, I would watch it at my ex-boyfriend's house, so...
Oh, okay. She wasn't there.
Mm-mm.
Allie, you have questions. I need answers. You guys need to get on together and we need to, like, talk about it.
Yeah, special guest star.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Hey, talk about
Speaking about
it.
Story 3. I punched my sleep paralysis demon. I had multiple encounters with sleep paralysis throughout my childhood until around 8 or 9. It always used to be the same thing. I couldn't move, and a weird shadowy figure would enter my room and stand over me for about 10 seconds. Then it would end. I was getting tired of it as a young kid since I was afraid of it, so I figured I would try something new the next time it happened. Then it happened. In the same setting, dark room, and my door slowly opening, but this time I decided I was going to stand up for myself. I decided to attack it. I didn't know I could, but I got it from my bed and jumped at it. I landed a clean punch and the nightmare instantly ended. Never had sleep paralysis since. I don't know why I was able to move, but it happened.
Dude, what if he, like, punched somebody that was coming in and...
His mom just checking on him. Because
I like how we immediately assumed it was a boy. It's probably...
Well, because in my head, it became the episode where we were talking about the guy who wanted to fight a moose with a skateboard.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I thought, too. Yeah. I definitely imagine, just like...
Same.
Like a little boy just like...
I just imagine, like, doing a running and a punch down.
Yeah. But I imagine it was, like, somebody coming in to do something bad to said child, and they...
Like Home Alone.
I don't know, because now that kind of makes me sad, because I'm like, what if it was somebody coming in? Because they were just a kid. So if they were just a kid, I mean, kids, like, you put... crazy, scary stories over, like, the most traumatizing memories because you're trying to, like, rationalize it. Or, like, this was so bad that it, like, wasn't real. It was like a horrible, horrible, horrible monster.
Yeah.
So if they just came in and, like, stood over you and then, like, one day you uppercut them, like, you full slam like... you know, like, you're going after it. They're probably not going to want to come in there anymore.
Nope. Done.
But
good job punching them.
Yeah, good job for standing up for yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You stood on 2 legs and said, "I'm not taking it no more."
There's a series of comments that are really funny. This person's like, "I banged mine. Level up." Someone else is like, "Bro, you prob got a little bastard shadow baby floating around the ether right now."
Oh my god! Hell yeah! Would like the Hat Man or a Shadow Man be a Hear Me Out?
Yes.
Hear me out.
Okay. I mean, a very dapper little hat, to be fair.
Yeah, but he's just like Shadow, you know? Like, it's just like dark and mysterious.
Well,
he can be anywhere, everywhere, always, at once.
At once? We watched that the other day, but it was like, we started it way too late at night, so I like got 10 minutes in, and then Hybagogi'd walked to bed. Yeah. So I don't entirely remember walking to bed.
It made me cry. That movie made me cry a lot.
Yeah. Sobbing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, this person's... I had my sleep paralysis demon badly beaten a few times, and it kept coming back for one more round. As if he could take any more violence. Oh, last time it got violent, he got a shovel to his head and knocked him out cold, literally laying there for an hour.
The sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, he's like beating the shit out of his sleep paralysis demon. Oh, and then the next morning he's like, maybe let's try something else. And they just sat and had a cup of coffee during his lucid dream and got to know each other.
The Shadow Man?
Yeah.
That's like when on Sims, when you sit and hang out with the Grim Reaper.
That's exactly, yeah.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper pops up every now and then and you're like, hey, get out of here. And then like one day you're like, you go up and you're like, hey. Do you come here often?
It's a nice cloak you got there.
Okay. The Grim Reaper from The Sims.
I feel like it's a hot Grim Reaper. Right?
I don't think that's a hear me out. I feel like that's a pretty like
canonically
universal.
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you should put a poll. For this episode specifically, you should put a poll that says like, do you think would you boink The Grim Reaper from Sims.
I feel like there's definitely people are, because I've seen videos of like me having a baby with the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
there's dozens
what
of us.
you do in Sims. It's one of the things, you know. You're like, hey. Bow, 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 bow. Trying to hold back this feeling for so long.
He just like is walking. You can hear his like bones rattle.
That's like my ex. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that you punched them. So good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Stand on business.
Hell yeah.
As a 8 or 9 year old, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
What a cool kid.
You're cool. Okay. Next. Story 4. Creepiest dream I've ever had. This may be long, but I'll try to keep it short. I don't live in a rural area either, if that matters. I need advice or just want to know what I'm experiencing. In real life, my mom left work for this morning. I wake up, I go back to sleep, it's an uneasy sleep, and I dream that my mom goes back to work, and I wake up again. And this time, I hear her calling me after she leaves, and then this thing impersonating her is attacking me and whispering into my ear. Suddenly, it disappears. I quickly dial the police. No time to talk, I just say, I need help, and tell them my address. Creepy part is I woke up and was repeating my address out loud, spelling it out and everything. That's what woke me up. I sleep talk off.
Did you hear my belly?
Yeah. the mic like picks it up. Like, I was like.
Yeah, that was a loud one.
Creepy part is I woke up and was repeating my address out loud, spelling it out and everything. That's what woke me up. I sleep talk often, but never once woke up to it, and I was fully aware the whole time that I was dreaming. But I was definitely asleep, just aware. It has really drained my energy too. Does anyone know what's going on? I do believe in the paranormal, and I have had many encounters when I was younger, but nothing over the age of 11. I'm 18 now, but I always get very vivid dreams. Just not sure what to make of this. I just think some people are like, I mean, it's however you want to look at it, cursed, blessed. I think some people just like have different brains and have these like insane active.
Yeah, super vivid dreams.
What are they called? The megandula, the amygdala.
I mean, megalodon.
Yes, a megalodon in my brain. Your amygdala is that's what makes makes dreams, right? Is your amygdala?
All I can think of is medulla oblongata.
Medulla oblongata.
It's a little almond that helps us process emotion, especially fear and social stimuli.
Whatever. The part of your brain that makes dreams. Some people just have like more bigger ones. I don't know what the word.
What?
They make dream more.
The thalamus.
The thalamus?
Yeah.
Okay. So some people I think just might have a
big old thalamus.
Big old thalamus.
Damn, baby, your thalamus is huge.
Fat.
Yeah.
Fat thalamus.
Thank you, Daddy, for that thalamus.
But I think, yeah, some people, because like Quentin, he like never dreams. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
But me, I dream 5 nights out of the week, if not more, and 90% of the time they're nightmares. So I've always wondered how dreams work. Like I would love to do a sleep study.
Mm-hmm. You know, like practice lucid dreaming techniques.
Yeah, trying to control.
And the one time I did that and woke myself up, it was horrifying. So I want to know, like, have you ever, like, been able to do that? Or, like, yeah.
No.
So, like, is it, like, normal for it to be, like, weird and freaky and you gotta get through the weird and freaky to finally wake up? Or
I think
is that just
so.
a one-off?
From what I've read on lucid dreaming Reddit is, like, it is pretty spooky a lot of the time. And I know that there's a lot of rules to it, which would stress me out in a dream, because it's like, okay, you don't talk to people, or you don't like say your name, or you don't like ask people's names, and you don't ask if you're sleeping or say that like you are sleeping and this isn't real. Like there's like so many rules to it because of the dream world and how dangerous it is. I don't know. Maybe we should do a like research episode into like dreaming and lucid dreaming, because I have no idea. I don't really like, it freaks me out to think about, because I'm like, if that's real, I don't want to know that it's real.
Yeah, because it's so horrifying.
Yeah, because like I don't want to be like cognizant of that while I'm having a nightmare, and then have to like be like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Because what if I'm not?
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen, there's this whole theory that dreams are you glancing into yourself in a parallel universe.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And if there's like infinite realities, you're like always seeing a different one.
I mean, I guess technically
for some of those Jasmines. Oh my God.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, is it's like, I think in this sends me into a spiral. I'm like, if there are infinite like possible like realities and infinite timelines, then it's a lot of them are bad. Yeah. So many of them are bad because so many things can happen at any given time. There are infinite possibilities. This whole house could like just burn down in one second. Both of us could be tied up in a basement if some weird person's house. I could be living in Paris in a box with some rats. Like
yeah.
There are so many possibilities. The
possibilities are endless.
Yeah, so I guess theoretically that could be
like
true.
Maybe, but
I feel like that's kind of like a cop-out, because you're saying like it could be anything because it is anything.
Yeah. Like Lee like went on this whole tangent on like the Marvel movies and them using like there's infinite realities and anything could happen. Here's a movie, but then we take it all back at the end. Nothing happened. Isn't that crazy? And people are like, that's fucking dumb. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Why did you do that? Did it happen or it didn't? It didn't happen? None of it happened?
Nothing matters. Yeah.
What?
It's dumb.
Interesting.
Yeah, like commit to your decisions. If someone's dead, they're dead.
Yeah, just
don't bring them back.
Except for the last scene in Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one will always get me. That one is near and dear to my heart. That one, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Being in the theater, watching that happen, then the whole audience goes, well, because like I read the books, but I know not like everyone read them before seeing it.
They didn't even have that scene in the books.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like that whole thing, that whole fight did not happen in the books. They came up with that for the movies. So, yeah, so it was like a shock for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely like lucid dreaming.
Yeah. I used to have this series of dreams where it was always some scenario I would end up, and they were always trying to get me to sign my soul away to the devil's book. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. And then the dream, they're like, do it. And I'm like, no. And that's how the dream would always end. And like I was like, did I sign it? I stopped having those dreams after I went to Salem. I had like one the first night we were there, and then after that I've never had them again.
Weird.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, like multiple dreams for months being like, sign it. And I'm like, no.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll see how this pans out. If I signed it or not, because I don't know.
It doesn't matter. You know, it don't really matter. Nothing matters. Nothing really matters.
It's a Marvel movie. Like, nothing matters.
It was all a dream at the end anyway.
Yeah. Like, what did you think
just like this episode, it was all a dream. It was never really actually real. But yeah, this is definitely like super dream hard. Because I've had dreams before too where I wake up and I'm like, or I have been woken up by someone else saying that like I was saying specific things and I'm like, oh, I was like literally just dreaming that. That's crazy. Yeah. And I'm like saying or like crying. I've like cried in my sleep and all of these like weird things. Again, dreams are just so weird. Yeah. They're so weird.
I'll have phone conversations with people when I'm fully asleep. Like, my Nana will call early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll, like, pick up the phone, have a full conversation with her.
And not remember any of it. I
don't
have
know what I said.
also done the same thing. I don't, like, have my phone on the ability to wake me up now. But previously, I've had that happen where, like, somebody will call me or, like, it'll be, like, in the middle of the night. I'm, like, dead asleep. I'll answer the phone. Won't remember a single part of the conversation, but I'll wake up in the morning and see that I had like a 15-minute long phone call with somebody. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say?
Yeah.
When I was younger, because I've had trouble sleeping like my whole life, but when I was younger, my ex had like a little note on his phone of stuff that I would say when I would like, because sometimes I would take like over-the-counter sleep aid called Unisom.
Okay.
And I would take one, and they're strong, but I would take one and then like be off my rocker until I fell asleep, like saying like, oh, the pink elephants are like dipping in candy canes or something like weird. But yeah, brains be crazy, man. Brains be so crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I
don't understand how they work. Also, like, it's either I'm having nightmares or I'm going through, like, a bout of insomnia where I'm not sleeping at all.
Yeah.
And I turn into an actual crazy person. Because, like, I know I've told you, it was when I was living with Bettina, and I hadn't slept for 3 days, and I was pretty sure she was telling me something, so I'm sitting there, like, listening to her and being like, and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm listening to you while you're talking. She's like, I'm not talking. And I was like, I need to go lay down because I'm hallucinating you talking to me now. So
you either have to like sleep and dream, or you're awake and you dream because you start to see things.
Lose your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep is so weird. Why do we have to sleep? Why as people do we have to sleep and eat and poop and pee?
Yeah.
Why?
Let's not do any of those. No, it's I mean, let's not do any of those.
Well,
everyone's working on their New Year's resolutions and dreams. Everyone is working. Okay. Everyone is working on their New Year's resolutions and dreams, but hopefully none of your dreams look like some of the stories that we had. Or maybe that's what you're into. Maybe a nightmare is your idea of a good dream, you little freak. Just a little freak.
I know, I like how you like read that for the first time as you're going.
Maybe a nightmare is your idea of a good dream, little freak. Freaky.
Is it just a dream? Are we dreaming right now? Is this a dream? Or is this all real? Like, is this real? Do you know? I don't know. Oh, well, I don't know.
Real. Feels real.
Well, it looks like you guys are all dozing off, so we'll wrap this up really quickly. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on all of our platforms. Please, it helps us a lot. It would boost our shenanigans up to the top. So if you like, rate us, comment, share us to your friends on Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that fun stuff, all at whatwasthat_the_pod. You can also find us anywhere on your streaming platforms like Amazon Music, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of that. What was that? The pod _the pod, or just what was that with 2 question marks, that kind of thing too.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like the 2 question marks.
Yeah, sometimes I don't
like the 2 question marks.
Or what was the other one that I needed to say, because there was another one. Oh yeah, email us with your stories if you have any stories that you want to share at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com. And yeah, if you want to help us out so 2025 can be a year of podcast episodes with your girls, with your girlies here. So yeah, anyway, I'm feeling pretty tired. Aren't you, Jasmine?
So tired.
Oh, so tired of carrying the weight around on our shoulders, or the comedy, the weight of the world. So
My brain instantly went to the pussy of comedy.
I think it's time to go.
Diving in the trenches of
the Mariana Trench of comedy. Well, I think a nap's in our future, so... Ooh, wait. What was that?